Okay, we're looking at marigolds and mammoth pumpkins. Well, there's no pumpkins there, but definitely the plants. But we're not here to discuss those. Oh, and the plants are flowering. Look at pretty purple flowers. No, we're gonna focus on basil, which is a very beautiful plant. And on top of that, it's really quite tasty in many dishes. And so you got basil coming out of your ears. And what do you do now? What do you use it in? Well, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite things to use it for. And it's really, really easy to make. Bruschetta. Am I pronouncing that right? Prosciutto or prosciutto? I'm not really quite sure. I believe it's prosciutto. Yeah, prosciutto. And it's so pretty. Look at it. And on top of being pretty, it's delicious. So all you basically do is you need romaine tomatoes, which I have in the back garden, but they have yet to produce anything because, well, you know, I got a late start because of the cold, long winter. So I bought some from my local grocery. And you cut them in half and you take a spoon and you scoop out all the seeds and insides. You want the fleshy part and the skin left, and then you dice it into small little pieces that can go on the baguette. And that's one of those long, you know what a baguette is, I don't need to just tell you that. And you put olive oil on your slices and you toast it. I like to toast mine pretty good because once you put that prosciutto on it, it will get soggy if it's not toasted real good. So pretty. And so yeah, I cut this basil last night and used the bottom part of these cuttings in the prosciutto, and that way the stems would fit into this this mason jar with water because it keeps them fresh longer, and it makes your house really smell good actually, and you can just pick the basil off as needed. So shall we try one of these? So good. After you get your tomatoes scooped and cut, you put them in a dish. And then I like to take the individual leaves of basil and stack them and then kind of roll it into, you know, like a newspaper, and then cut it real thin in long strips. And then I put olive oil, a little bit of olive oil. I'm sorry guys, I can't give you exact measurements because that's not really how I cook. I do everything by taste, and well, it's just I very rarely do recipes, but it's not, you know, completely out of my character to look up a recipe once in a while, but I use powdered garlic instead of fresh garlic. I don't like big hunks of fresh garlic in my prosciutto. I suppose roasting some garlic would be actually quite tasty, and just making a paste and kind of whipping that into your olive oil with your other seasonings. And actually, I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I might just try that. And then, I'm getting grease all over my Kindle. I know it's not nice to talk with your mouth full. I like to use, oh, for crying out loud, I like to use this seasoning here. It's really good. They have different kinds. This isn't one of my favorite ones, but it's pretty tasty in there. And then salt and pepper to taste. And like I said, you can use fresh garlic or powdered garlic. How did I do that last time? I probably got basil. I probably got basil and more. Teeth. I don't want to show my teeth. I probably got a bunch of green basil sticking out. Okay. Enough silliness. Enough silliness, Bobby. BASIL. Okay, let's talk drying. Oregano or any other herb. I gotta get out there and start picking some of this stuff in. I don't like to put a lot in my bundles because in the past I've had it mold where it gets thicker. So like 4 to 5. And use some twine and then wrap it and then leave a hood. I mean, this is how I do it. And then you find a place where it's not going to get any sun, and you kind of make like a clothesline, and that way you can add as needed. You take the tack off and just kind of slip it on there. I hope you can see what's going on here. I do this, and I also have a dehydrator that my daughter picked up. It's not a real expensive one, but I have dried apples, dehydrated apples, and other things, and whatever you're dehydrating, it'll make your house smell like it. So if you're dehydrating garlic or onions for making your own onion powder, I would advise putting it into your garage. Unless you like your house smelling like a big onion and running around crying. But yeah, I do both, but I need to really get on this and start. I'm going to just concentrate on the bundles right now, and then you can just pick. I don't particularly like to just leave them hanging, until you use it all, because it's not conducive to my kitchen or my household. So I let it dry, and then I take it down and I pick off the leaves, and I put it in jars and label it, and for use. It just works. I mean, it is really pretty to keep a few and just let them hang, decorated, for decorative purposes. I have bundles of sage hanging in my bedroom in the windows, and like I said, you don't want sun shining on them. It's not. I didn't do those for eating purposes. I did it for just decorative and spiritual reasons. So yeah, basil. What else do I want to about it. Yeah. So, cheers to Bruschetta. All right. Enjoy some Bruchetta.